Declutter your mind, your heart, your home. Let go of the heaviness that is weighing you down. Make your life simple but significant. Maria de Philo. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Marcus Aurelius. When we live minimally, we live more mindfully. Francine J. The people who are rebelling meaningfully don't buy a lot of stuff. David Foster Wallace. Holding on to things from the past is the same as clinging to an image of yourself in the past. If you're the least bit interested in changing anything about yourself, I suggest you be brave and start letting things go. Fumio Sasaki. The best way to give yourself a raise is to spend less money. Joshua Fields Milburn. Want to know how to make yourself instantly unhappy? Compare yourself with someone else. Fumio Sasaki. Too many people spend money they haven't earned, to buy things they don't want, to impress people they don't like. Will Rogers. Owning less is better than organizing more. Joshua Becker. Reduce what you have. Decrease what you want. Jonathan Starr. The secret of happiness, you see, is not found in seeking more, but in developing the capacity to enjoy less. Socrates. The ability to simplify means to eliminate the unnecessary so that the necessary may speak. Hans Hofmann. The question of what you want to own is actually the question of how you want to live your life. Marie Kondo. Be content with what you have. Rejoice in the way things are. When you realize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. Lao Tzu. Have nothing in your homes that you do not know to be useful or believe to be beautiful. William Morris. The happiest people do not necessarily have the best things. They simply appreciate the things they have. Warren Buffett. Simple can be harder than complex. You have to work hard to get your thinking clean to make it simple. But it's worth it in the end because once you get there, you can move mountains. Steve Jobs. It's not always that we need to do more, but rather that we need to focus on less. Nathan W. Morris. Love people, use things. The opposite doesn't work. Joshua Fields Milburn. I've learned that minimalism is not about what you own. It's about why you own it. Brian Gardner. Having more and more won't solve the problem. And happiness does not lie in possessions or even relationships. The answer lies within ourselves. If we can't find peace and happiness there, it's not going to come from the outside. Tenzin Palmo. A person with no expectations is a pure minimalist. Thomas Davis. If a little is not enough for you, nothing is. Epicurus. Addition by subtraction. Joshua Fields Milburn. It is preoccupation with possession, more than anything else, that prevents men from living freely and nobly. Bertrand Russell. One can furnish a room very luxuriously by taking out furniture rather than putting it in. Francis Jourdan. Living with only the bare essentials has not only provided superficial benefits, such as the pleasure of a tidy room or the simple ease of cleaning, it has also led to a more fundamental shift. It's given me a chance to think about what it really means to be happy. Fumio Sasaki. I'm a minimalist. I don't really need much to enjoy a good holiday, just my family and the bare essentials. John Reno. Minimalism is just the beginning. It's a tool. Once you've gone ahead and minimized, it's time to find out what those important things are. Fumio Sasaki. With a few flowers in my garden, half a dozen pictures, and some books, I live without envy. Lope de Vega. The more we gave up, the more we gained. Courtney Ellis. Minimalism means not trying to improve perfection. Bryant McGill. External clutter is internal clutter on display. Katie Wells. Manifest plainness. Embrace simplicity. Reduce selfishness. Have few desires. Lao Tzu. To understand the limitation of things, desire them. Lao Tzu. I would rather have extra space and extra time than extra stuff. Francine J. Don't just declutter, de-own. Joshua Becker. Collect memories, not things. Fill up dreams, not pockets. Akesh Lakhotia. It is the heart that makes a man rich. He is rich according to what he is, not according to what he has. Henry Ward Beecher. By letting go, it all gets done. Lao Tzu. You buy stuff with your time, not just your money. Ali Kasatsa. Clutter is nothing more than postponed decisions. Barbara Hemphill. The more we simplify our material needs, the more we are free to think of other things. Eleanor Roosevelt. If you ask me what minimalism is really about, I would say that it's the altering of values. Enter the small doors of minimalism and come out on the other side with big ideas. Fumio Sasaki. He who buys what he does, not need steals from himself. Swedish proverb. In a society that has you counting money, pounds, calories, and steps, be a rebel and count your blessings instead. Lisa Heckman. Inexpensive is not a good reason to buy something, and expensive is not a good reason to keep something. Peter Walsh. Wanting less is a far better blessing than having more. Mary Ellen Edmonds. I would rather own a little and see the world than own the world and see a little. Alexander Sattler. Minimalism is a tool we use to live a meaningful life. There are no rules. Rather, minimalism is simply about stripping away the unnecessary things in your life, so you can focus on what's important. Joshua Fields Milburn. If one's life is simple, contentment has to come. Simplicity is extremely important for happiness. Having few desires, feeling satisfied with what you have, is very vital. Satisfaction with just enough food, clothing, and shelter to protect yourself from the elements. Dalai Lama. Minimalism is about intentionality, not deprivation. Nicholas Burrows. We were never meant to live life accumulating stuff. We were meant to live simply enjoying the experiences of life, the people of life, and the journey of life, not the things of life. Joshua Becker. Simplicity is about subtracting the obvious and adding the meaningful. John Maeda. The greatest step towards a life of simplicity is to learn to let go. Steve Maraboli. Simplify your life. Don't waste the years struggling for things that are unimportant. Don't burden yourself with possessions. Keep your needs and wants simple and enjoy what you have. Don't destroy your peace of mind by looking back and worrying about the past. Live in the present. Simplify. Henry David Thoreau. Be thankful for what you have. You'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never, ever have enough. Oprah Winfrey. We are not rich by what we possess, but by what we can do without. Immanuel Kant. We need much less than we think we need. Maya Angelou. Contentment is natural wealth. Luxury is artificial poverty. Socrates. I have learned to seek my happiness by limiting my desires rather than in attempting to satisfy them. John Stuart Mill. You say, if I had a little more, I should be very satisfied. You make a mistake. If you are not content with what you have, you would not be satisfied if it were doubled. Charles Spurgeon. Having the least usually forces us to make the most of what we have. Mokokoma Mohonoana. Minimalism is an abundance of enough. Torley. Minimalism isn't about removing the things you love. It's about removing the things that distract you from the things you love. Joshua Becker. Only buy what you need. Think function, not fashion. Harkin Headers. More was never the answer. The answer, it turned out, was always less. Kate Flanders. Simplicity is extremely important for happiness. Having few desires, feeling satisfied with what you have is very vital. Satisfaction with just enough food, clothing, and shelter to protect yourself from the elements. Dalai Lama. A minimalist by intent, I live a beautiful life with fewer things, simple yet full. Lori Buchanan. Have the courage to build your life around what is really most important to you. Joshua Becker.